Hello everyone, my name is Barbara. I'm a Polish girl who lives in Ireland and likes to knit, and today we have episode 57. Thank you so much for clicking and spending some time with me. For those who have been here before, welcome back, and for those who are clicking for the first time, welcome. I'm going to have a chit chat, probably a little bit longer one over here. So if you see on this channel episode, that means I'll be chatting and rambling for a long time. However, I've also finished object videos and some vlogs on this channel, something quick, fun, and I can refer to it later on in case I'm wearing something. Important stuff for you also to remember that underneath the video you can find a timestamp. So if you want to skip something or you go back to something, you can always go there, just click the time and the video will appear at that time. Anything else, you can find me on social media as Knitting I Love. I'm most active on Instagram. I love to be there and I love to see your things, your whips, your finished objects, so don't afraid to use hashtag Knitting I Love. Tag me if you can, and also if you take part in any giveaways, don't afraid to tag me as your friend. I'll be honored. Anyway, I also have a little shop which you can find at knittingilove.com/shop, and I designed a few patterns. I call myself a designer by a small d. By that? With that? So thank you so much. So what am I wearing? It's quite hot today, and I'm wearing long line cardigan by Hoki Locatelli. So on the screen you can see what it is. I'll try to put links down below to the finished object videos, and under each finished object video you can find a project page where I have scrolled down below a link to the pattern. That's also handy. But also playlist on my YouTube. You can browse through if you like something. There's hats, shawls, garments, socks, toys, even free patterns that I've knitted, and you can all enjoy them. Okay, let's start. Cals. So I'm running two cals. One is a knit a hat cal, annual cal, where you can knit, crochet any hat, one finished object per comment or post. It's active on Ravelry, so if you don't know what that is, check links down below and directs you straight away over there. And yeah, if you're knitting any of my patterns, I have some free and paid for patterns. You can enter them twice, don't forget to do that. And then I decided to run a new one just lately, so I'm not sure have I even mentioned that in the previous one. I hope I did, but yes I did, I remember I did, which is knit crochet make along, knitting crochet make along, and that's also a hashtag. So if you make anything, you can post it down there, a link down below, anything. So let's see how many finished objects we have, because when you reach 1000 I'm going to draw a prize. We have a yarn, we have a bag, we have some more pouches, so check it out. It's fun. We're slowly getting there. It's 783. Okay, now in the jar section I have one podcast to put into the jar, which is Live LDC. So I need to get a jar. Live LDC. Anna, check her out. I've heard from her because she ordered some of my pouches, and she was celebrating her birthday, or she still is. I don't know when I'm going to post it. So I'm going to leave to her YouTube channel down below. Check it out. She is a Fair Isle lady. I hope I'm saying it right. So I'm very interested to see more of her episodes. I think she's posting once per month, because the one that I watched, it said April update. So I'm going to link to that one there. Okay, so Anna, you're in my jar. So what the jar is, it's all the love to podcasters, to people who record themselves, who share, who are brave enough to do so, and they spend their time, their knitting time, to edit videos and post them for you. And as a thank you, I just want to give them something. And I know we have so many of them up there, and I can't watch everyone, but at least for this way I can spoil someone once per month. Now, let's go to a knitting content, shall we? What's off? In this content, it's a little bit of knitting, a little bit of everything. I'll Okay, first things first, let's go back one video before my last episode, which was vlog, and it was something that I tried to do. I tried to go out, and especially my husband loves to do that, to go out, go a hike. We like to set up you know, gentle challenges that you don't have to be strict about them. It's not that you're at school and there's a test, but we like to go hiking from time to time. I like to do something outdoorsy, not too much. Don't think about me that way, but I enjoy it really. I enjoy it. Seb is very good with checking weather, so on most of our videos you will have a really nice weather, and it's not the way Ireland is. I know today it's a beautiful day, but it's not like that all the time. And the vlog is about Temple Hill. We're just going with the friends up. It's quite near a mountain where we live. It's in the range of Galtee Mountains, CO, Tipperary. So what I'm trying to do on this channel too, I'm starting a little bit. I'm not so brave, but I'm not so great in it. I think more thanks to Sebastian, because he organized everything. I'm just attending. So what I've decided to do, you can see on this channel also all other playlist counties in Ireland. So in case you want to visit Ireland one day and you want to go to a specific county, maybe I will have there something that you will like and you can use or go or try. Yeah, number two is another vlog. So on the screen now, it's near Dingle. It's CO Kerry. We went over there for I think 2 days, and you can see our adventures, my knitting thing, my designing time, I would say. I just took a small piece of paper. If you watch me before, I use kind of bullet journal things. Lectrum, I think I call it. I just rip one page and I use those dots, because this one is the dotted one, to create a chart and just go for it and with it. More about that in a second regards my new design. But this month, May Knit Crate spoiled me a little bit. They sent me 3 boxes so I could share and open them for you. Don't forget that you can use always Kyle20 for your first subscription, for your first box. I'm not sure if it's first subscription, but definitely first box of a subscription. They have many subscriptions, so you can try them all if you want to. So yeah, so this one is a box, unboxing for Sock Knit Crate, May 2018. And I actually knitted something and I finished. I haven't created a finished object video yet because I may have it written down. I love it so much and I think I should. It's very simple, but somehow it's calling me. I love this yarn. So hopefully in the future you will have a finished object video. Maybe I'll put it on. But that's better. What I like to do, I like to have a tag just at the end of my brow. I don't know, maybe I'm just specific, or just in the middle of my forehead. Sometimes it ends that way. So yeah, I love it so much. I think it's quite unisex and I hope you like it too. I'm going to try the pattern, but at the moment I have 2 pattern test knitted. More about that soon. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and I love the yarn, and I think I have some leftovers, and because it is a sock club, I think I'm going to cast it on socks soon. And here are my lovely tags that you can find in my shop. This one are for flipping, and as I thought it's a unisex, I thought I'm going to go with a snowflake, but just in case, if I gift it to someone, just to say I love you so much. Knitworthy. Right. I love hats. Cheered me up. Anyway, so the next one is finished object, which is a turquoise hat. I mixed 2 types of yarns that I've knitted already 2 hats before, and that's where my finished objects videos are so handy. So first things first, I knitted this hat, which is, oh, I don't have a pattern for it. I've never written a pattern for it, but I used that wool, which is Wolf of Shaffa from Magdalena, and this is 80% merino, 80% merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon, so very posh. I think Madonna calls it Belladonna. Oh, very nice name, isn't it? Beautiful hat, a nice spice things up to add some stripes, which are the other yarn. It's 75 merino, 15 cashmere, and 10 nylon. Color Monton, and I think the color was Tahiti. check down below. I knitted an amazing beanie designed by Nordic Stitches, so check it out on the screen. That was my gift knit for my niece. She loved it so much. You could actually spot that hat during my vlogs when my mom was around, and oh, I love it so much. It's so bright, it's so summery. I don't know, it's not a summery, but it's like, yeah, now it's calling for those waters out there in tropical countries. Anyway, then another unboxing, and this one is Knit Crate membership, and the yarn I'll show you just quickly is those two skeins, and it's very unusual blend, which is 70% super fine merino and 30% tencel. And what I read on that video, it was something about cellulose. So cellulose is a wool thing, and I'm very interested. And I was thinking, it's 350 meters and 113 grams, which would be a bit of the sport weight. Let me check for 100 grams. I think it's kind of sport, because for 100 grams I'm getting 309 meters. And this is 113 grams, which is 350 meters. With this brand, Fleece Artist, I already knitted a hat, which I called a Scottish land hat. I mixed it and gave such a nice color. I mixed it with the grey, and I'm not sure what to do with those two. I'm interested to knit, at least to use one to knit something. I don't feel it's okay with, okay, it's a little bit of drapier. The color over here, I don't know what the color is actually. But yeah, that's why probably they call it a tree wool, because it's from the tree. So everything over here is natural. Can you believe it? And it's very silky feeling a bit, and I love the smell. So tempted to knit something, but so tempted to give one also away. I'm going to add one into our knitting, crocheting make-along. So this goes as a giveaway. Woo! Do you see it? Beautiful. Let's leave it. Let's leave it. Okay, so the next one was a box Knit Crate membership. I got, and some of you got it too. Thank you so much for sharing when you're opening your boxes. I love it so much. I got these, and the pattern for this box, there are two patterns. You can knit a shawl, you know, check it out, but the shawl was the one that kind of drawn into my brain. I love the way this yarn knits up. It does not show you the texture so much. So I think with this you need to play with some shapings and stuff, whatever you want to knit with it. I love that shawl that's in the pattern. I'm tempted to knit it actually, but it's so beautiful that I have that hoarding sensation over here, because I don't own yarn like this with those two strands. That one is cream, the two strands, the one is cream and one is grey. It's grey, not black, grey. 40% merino wool, 40% Peruvian highline wool, 20% nylon. Quite interesting. And we have 40 meters, so it's a proper fingering weight. It does not look the way you have it in the skein when it's knit up. Way better. Okay, and then we have another finished object, and this one was knitting during my trip, another one, because car knitting is the best for me, and it's a tie-dye socks. I call them that way because the yarn is called, the color of the yarn is called tie-dye, and the yarn is from Super Crafty Girl, and I received a blanket as a gift from CJ. Hi CJ. And I knitted already last year a hat, so on the screen. If I haven't showed you that already, it's on the screen now. And I love it so much. It is a thin yarn, I would say. So maybe, I don't remember what kind of needles I used for that hat. Maybe I used 3.5 because normally that's what the pattern tells you to go. I lately now stay with the same size needle with a fingering weight because I like the way it produces the fabric better than if I go higher. So I presume I would add more stitches into the body of the hat now than just change the size, needle size. And I think it's also better for any beginner knitter that you have just one needle, not 2 sizes of needles. So yeah, so I have shorties, and then I knitted them in the long tube because I thought I can knit from blank from 2 at a time, but no, you can't, because you need to have a 2 strands blanket if you want to do it, not just 1, even though there is a sensation that you can rip at the other side of the blanket. No, you don't, you shouldn't. It's kind of, it loops all the time, so it gets messy. Just saying. So I started from toes, and I think on my vlog you could see it when we went to mizzen head. That was my next video. So you could see it a bit starting. So I just took off 1, ripped it, and I just continued that. That's why I was knitting from toe, a very long tube, to a toe, and then chop it off in the middle and insert ribbing and insert afterthought heels. Although I did not pay attention to count, do I need to do more rounds in the cuff area? But I don't think I would have, because it would be completely different. You wouldn't have that nice gradient. It gives you completely different knit up fabric. Not fabric, knit texture, the color of it when you're knitting it for blank, which I love. I'm not a fan. I think I'm a loose knitter, and you need to have it really tight, and I'm getting those wonky knits. So at the moment, no blankets for me, I think, unless you know the story, unless you know something more. And I've heard that some people rip the blanket, wash the yarn, and put it into the skein, but that's too much effort, I would say. That's no, I don't have that much time. Okay, and then I'm talking of vlog, where you can see what where I was knitting these socks. So it's a loads of memories about them. We had an amazing time in the Mizzlehead, and it was a Cork area. We actually this weekend, well, not weekend, oh, I would say weekend, not really weekend, Monday, I took a few days off work, and we went over there again to go on the beach, and maybe not to see the bridge, but Mizzlehead is a kind of a peninsula going towards Canada and America. So it's the farthest point, and there is a bridge that you can walk through to get to that farthest point. I don't think I mentioned, I think it was $7.50 that we had to pay per adult to do that, but you would think, oh, you're just crossing a bridge. But at the end of the day, there's so many paths that you can, they're protected and everything, it's brilliantly done, that we overall, I asked Seb, because I'm, you know, I probably, if you know, I'm joining Berkeley Bears, that climb every mountain thing on Runkeeper, so I'm counting every step I make. So we did, I think, around 4 kilometers over there, so it's not that bad, to be honest. It's like a proper money for a proper workout, and you're going up the stairs, down the stairs. Amazing. Go for it. Good training session. Recommended. So anyway, and you can see those socks knitted over there. I haven't finished them all, but I did most of it, because we also met our friend who is Easy Bike. She made amazing bags, and that's again, I received 2. One I gave on Instagram, and this one I'm going to include that our knitting, crocheting, make along, which is made by her. So if you don't know what who is that person behind these bags, go check it out. She's the one that she's cycling. She basically did 500 kilometers cycling through Ireland in a period of 4 days, I think. So here is her summary bag. I help her to design her logo and get those lovely custom labels for her bag. So she loves cats and she likes cycling, so we added those 2 together with a lovely heart, because it's made with love. So these bags are amazing. You have a string inside, so you can close it, put it nicely there, and walk around. Isn't it cute? So far, those 2 for knitting, crocheting, make along. You know what? I'll put that one inside. So thank you so much for this. I love it so much. I would keep it because, come on guys, do you see this fabric? Such a beautiful flowers. I don't think Isabella is on Etsy yet, but you can definitely go on her Instagram if you're interested to grab one. Ask her. She may show you her fabrics, what she has. Beautiful. Right, and then the last video that I shared is finished object, which is Unstoppable Shockwave Hat. I have it somewhere, so I can show you. On the screen now, you can see it. And again, you can see it on my head. It's going to be a free pattern. It is, I have a few test knitters who are testing it now, or at least they will start, and hopefully everything goes smoothly. I decided to go with the free pattern because something on Instagram has happened lately that I just wanted to share some good vibes and things. The yarn is fully from Green Elephant Yarns. I'm going to take this hat, although the weather is amazing, so I'm not sure will I. Well, I will take it, but I may not wear it to Woolen in Dublin Yarn Festival, just to show Fiona, because Fiona is a dyer behind Green Elephant Yarns. How did it end up? It's very fitted, like wearing a swimming cap. So if you're not fancy it kind of memorized me my teenage years. Or kids, yeah, so I love it. And see how it looks. And then my lovely tag. This one is slightly different. I found different material. And it's not felt, because I have 3 types now. One is the felted tags, which are thicker and they're made with felt. 2, they're Alcantara. So the one that I was showing you, this is Alcantara. So it's more flexible one. So I don't have smallies in this because that would be too flexible. And then I have this one, which is a fake, I don't know the word. So definitely check it out on my webshop. I know, I don't even know how to, I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm going to leave it. So this, there will be thicker. You can only get, at the moment I'm just testing it, you can get in my shop 5 random hearts. So if you're interested, go for it. Right, so you're probably wondering what's happened on Instagram. And anyway, you may have noticed there's loads of accounts. If you go and check actually Pio on Instagram, that there's loads of accounts popping up, who sells t-shirts, and they do not take any photos of a knitting projects. They basically just not even, let's say, share photos that they find on Instagram, and some of them are tagging the owner of the photo, which is one way okay, and the other one it's not really, because they're promoting their business. And lately they start using not only knitting, but also if you have photos with friends in the background and just taking selfies, they do that too. So I don't think it's a little bit right to do. And but some other accounts just basically just grab the photo and whatever you wrote down or whatever I wrote down, they were claiming that's them, and it hurted me the most because the two, I was informed by a follower, so thank you so much for letting me know about that. And it hurt me the most because it wasn't just a random photo of me knitting, it was a giveaway. So someone may have thought that that was me, that was my account, and especially that I had my face in it. And I was very annoyed, and I've noticed there was another, like, photos with some male representative, let's say that way, and the account was stating that I was a male. And straight away I had a bad feeling, and I thought, oh my god, that's probably that guy. But then I browsed it through, and it appeared that no, that wasn't that guy. That guy again took another guy's, if that's actually a guy, photos from Instagram. So basically the whole account was fake. But I don't know, what do you have feelings about it? There are a few accounts that are up there. They have lovely child face, and they're just using different Instagram as photos. They're tagging them. Well, I check Instagram and I report the account, and in the period of maybe, and you report it too, in a period of less than a day, it was taken down. But unfortunately, during that process, my photo was taken down too, and I had to restart the giveaway on Instagram, which will finish tomorrow. I'm not sure will I be able to edit it today, but it will finish on 26. So if you're on 26, no worries, I will do the thing on the 27th. So yeah, so that was a little bummer, to be honest. I don't know what we can do about it. You can definitely report it. There is a basically when you click on it as person who does not own a photo, I think you can write down it's a spam. But if you are an owner, there's another option that you click and it will send you to copyright forms that you fill in. And during that procedure of filling in the thing, eventually in the scrolling one section that you can fill in, there is written down that your photo has been taken without your permission. And I think you can do that too if you're unhappy and someone just takes a photo, even though at the end of the comment they'll tag small thing, by the way, this photo belongs to this person. I don't think it's right to use anyone's photos for commercial purposes if that photo does not state, not show that product. So, for instance, what I did lately, and I hope I'm fine with that, I was going through my hashtags, which if you bought anything from my shop, maybe I'll say that in the shop section. So that's my opinion about it. I'm not sure, how do you feel? So the only thing that I could say, and just pop it out there, that if you see a lovely photo and you see the name of the account, and you're not familiar with it, or you notice that that photo does not belong to this account, just inform an owner if you know. Second of all, always read a bio, and you know, I believe that in your heart you will have an answer what to do with it, if you agree with it or not. Right, and good things. That's why I decided that even though this giveaway actually, so maybe on the screen a giveaway I'm talking about is this one. I put it in the grey mode. It was because Instagram is brilliant on the other hand, right? It's like a knife, I always say it. You can kill it with it, or you can slice the bread and feed hungry people. So I posted that giveaway because I was just warmly hit. Can I say that? I was tagged during the giveaway for a beautiful pattern, and my lovely friend who tagged me won that pattern, and in the giveaway was stated that if that person wins, also your tagged friend wins. And I was that tagged friends, so don't afraid me to tag me. Yeah, tag me with anything you think of. I really appreciate it. And we won amazing pattern. And this pattern is a Hohi Locatelli pattern. So on the screen now with a name. And it's a beautiful cause of that pattern too. It supports orphanages in the area that Hohi lives. And actually I'm thinking to do something similar. I live in Ireland. There's no orphanages in Ireland, according to my knowledge, but there are a few in Poland. So I want to contact my accountant and see what she thinks about it, how we can go, because I don't know, with donation and stuff like that. But I'm tempted to do so. If you have any experience in that area, please PM me. Any knowledge about that will be greatly appreciated, especially if you're in Ireland and you know about Irish law accounting thing. Okay, so meanwhile, I decided and pushed me really to use that energy that I gathered to sit down, write down the pattern, and this hat will be for free. And as you can see, it's such a little hat. So yeah, I just wanted to bounce the energy back and the positive energy towards you. And I've noticed that many people actually tagged and even put on stories that something like that has happened. So thank you so much, because I don't want people who already commented before the whole situation lost their chances of winning. Anyway, the other test knit that I have is the shawl. It's a shawl which I called Wild Bloom. And here it is. If you're watching me for a while, you have probably heard me saying that I want one skein shawl, something small. And I received this yarn from one of the Knit Crate boxes. And this is 100% wool. What exactly it is. So I used one of the Easy Bite bags. So this is Bara Eve, I think that's how you say it. It's a Dove Stone natural Aran. Okay, so we have over here 100% British spun in Yorkshire, which is a mixture of 25 and 25% wool with 3 different breeds. And Blue Face Leicester, Wensleydale Long Wool, and Masham. I hope I'm saying right. We have 187 yards, which is 170 meters in 100 gram. For this one, I used 165 grams. So 1.5 skein of Aran. But I'm wondering, would you take this and knit something more? I'm going to, the pattern tells at the moment, while testing it, is a one size, but I'm going to knit, add another panel and knit it a bigger size and maybe add that into the pattern. It is 100 centimeters, so 40 inches. And this feature is done on purpose. So, because normally what I do, I always round this thing to have something under my neck. And I figure out, just leave it and have it ready. Flip it and put it down. Okay, so now my wings, I call them wings, are short. So you can leave them like that. Or what I like to do, I like to just do it once. And like this. But it's very tight around your neck. So hopefully finish object video soon once my test knitters finish it. And oh my, this is my first shawl design. And like I said, I just took a piece of paper and I was just playing with the main panel. When I finished the shawl, I came back home and I sat down. First thing what I did, I have created a chart. I'm a chart lady, I love charts. So I sat down, I don't have any fancy knitting program, so I'm using Excel sheets and I just start putting it up. And I discovered, well, I was decreasing here, I have to do this, I was creasing in the middle, I have to do this, and there was loads of thinking going on actually with it, and I understand now why most of the shawls have sections. But it's such an easy pattern to knit, I would say. Maybe because of the written instructions and the chart, from perspective not a knitting but a reading pattern while you're knitting. I would say it's for like an older beginner improver. Basic stuff, but it gives you amazing element, and I call it a wide bloom because if you can notice, it kind of reminds me, that's why I was ripping many times. I was creating, anyway, more things. So here is a seed, and from the seed grows a beautiful flower, and this flower, I want it to be a tulip because I have a very brilliant friendship with someone from Canada, and you had a tulip season or something like that, and before I designed this I was taken on Instagram stories, so someone took a time and just was going on a walk and was showing me what's around the area, and then the tulips were beautiful, and you know I like flowers, maybe not minding them because they probably would die, but I love looking at them, and I think gardens are, you know, I would go to any garden if someone can mind the flowers for me. But you know, another thing that you can find on Instagram stories with my thing, my feed, I know it's completely out of the normal stuff about marketing, and I'm not so great in it, but yeah, instead of keeping my channel about only knitting, in my stories you can find my everyday life, that I like tea, that I like walking, that I like now try to merge in gardening a bit, because my dream is to own a land the way we live in here now. We're renting, so there's things that we can't do and stuff like that. So I'm trying to not to break the rules, but bend them a little bit, or find solutions that, even though I'm stuck with some things, I can still pursue something. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. Go on Instagram, you know. Anyway, so I love it so much. I'm not wool sensitive. Unless I don't feel like it. I already use it. We went for another, like I said, a trip adventure, and I was wearing it. I do not mind having it around my neck. I love a wool sensation, and I'm kind of drawn to that, I think, area. So we'll just see how it goes. Yeah, some natural thing. I don't know. So I hope you're going to wait for a bit and you're going to check it out. I'll try to see if I can knit a bigger version, just for those who would want to have it wider, longer. Okay. And also what I found with wool is that even though it's hot, it does not heat up. If you leave acrylic hat and then you leave a wool hat on the full sun, touch one and touch another one, you will see the difference. the plastic will heat up so much, like anything, you know, like your car. Well, a car is not from plastic, but yeah. And the wool was such a shock for me, because that's what I did. I left a hat on inside the car, and you know, the sun was shining, and I was touching it, and I was like, oh my, that's something I have never thought about. So it gives you that shelter. It gives you that, if you wear wool, it gives you that shelter, and it gives you that escape, if I can say it that way. I love it so much. I can't wait to knit more stuff with wool, actually. What's on my needles? Okay, I'll try to find things. I'm knitting a hat for Sebastian because I'm going to Woolin tomorrow, and in the Edinburgh Yarn Festival I bought a skein especially for Sebastian. He picked it himself, so it's not the crazy colours. And during my lovely vlog, probably next one coming up, will be that I'm starting this frogging a million times, because he wants to have it as fitted as he can. So for me, my brain is squeezed. So this is the hat. I'm knitting it with this amazing, okay, first I'm going to tell you yarn, because I think that's important stuff. So the yarn is this one. This is amazing, amazing color. I love it, really, you know. But sometimes spending a big money, you would think like, oh, you want to have it a little bit busier than this, because it's quite expensive. So what we have, this is Tibetan DK, which is 60% superwash merino, 20% silk, and 20% yak. And we have 212 meters, which is 232 yards in 100 grams. It's a silver lining. Now on the screen, check it out, because I make mistakes sometimes. You know, I'm just a human, so read it. And over here you have Martin's Lab, amazing label, information. So yeah, I started knitting it on the 4 millimeters, which is US size 6, and it kind of gave me a little bit open space. Do I do swatches for hats? No. Unless I have a design, then I can make a small one. So, and normally I write down in 2 inches, not 4 inches. So I do it for 5 centimeters, not for 10 centimeters. Anyway, but my preferred method, and I know some of you may find it kind of, no way, I'm not going to do it, is just do ribbing, do around 10 or 12 rounds, and just slide the needles off. With this one I did, and I put a Instagram photo on story, so it's gone I think now, but yeah, I put it on to see how tight it is. It wasn't for me, so it was squeezing my head out, but so what I did over here, I cast on 65 stitches on 4 millimeters, and I folded up. So then I went with 4 millimeters to the body, and after 4 rounds I noticed it gives me a very open space around the stitch area, and I thought that, oh, probably Seb likes to have it fitted, but it will be stretched at the same time. He likes to have it fitted, but he has to feel that it's fitted, if that makes sense. So I had to go back to 3 millimeters, which is US size 2.5. So here they are, it's hayas, and it's interchangeable. So the only thing I had to change was tips, and I kept the cord the same way. I did not mind to frog it, open it, because the only project I took was that, and as you can see, I haven't even finished it. And it's tiny. For me, it's like for a baby. I'm not, like, look at this. That's a baby size. So, yeah. So we shall see how it goes. And this is my cafe chocolate. Lately, I'm in the brown, just kind of silvery areas, and some markers. So yeah, we shall see how it goes. And why I'm knitting, just finishing the sentence, is because I'm going to Woolin, and Martin's Lab is there. So I don't want to feel it's a guilt. And you know, Seb was complaining that he hasn't had just one that I made for him, and this skein was especially for him. So let's have at least halfway done, shall we? So I can say hi to Martin. Amazing yarns, amazing yarns. I have all the 2 skeins somewhere, and these 2. Okay, the next thing I have is a cardigan. I almost finished it. Okay, I showed you last time. I think I have it in the kitchen. So it's just, I've decided to finish whatever yarn I have left. Probably goes a little bit crazy, too much, but I don't mind. The pattern tells you to fold the sleeves, so that'd be fine. Did a boo-boo, and I don't want to change that. So basically what it is that I cast it on a certain size because I knew I would have a certain number of yarn. And I decided to do 2 at a time, and I decided to work on the sleeve 2 at a time. So during that process, it's very hard to put on and try on things unless you actually swap or get another set of circular needles and you just put one sleeve on one and leave the one on the one that you're actually knitting. But I knew that I may not have enough yarn even though for changes and stuff, so I just basically kept on knitting. So now I think those sleeves are a little bit tight for me. So like I said, I have only to do a bit more just to feel comfortable to finish the yarn and do bind off. There's a bind off to do, and I will record finished object video. Am I going to block it or not? I'm thinking I'm not blocking it for the finished object video, because if I use it, you will see it on my vlogs and you will see what has happened to it. So we shall see how it goes, and it's done in drops Puna, which is 100% alpaca, I think. Yes. So it may stretch, and that's what I'm hoping is going to happen. I have a fingering weight in drops Flora. I think that's the one, and I love it so much. I wear it a lot, and that's what I find about it. It breathes, but it gives you warmth. I have another hat, and a few episodes ago I showed you that I had some kind of whip over here hanging, and so anyway, I'm at the stage that I finished the leftovers that I received, and I need to mix with another yarn because, you know, I'm missing a bit. So I'm going to do that hopefully in a while. But I changed the needles. I had them on Knit Pro Zings, circulars, 16 inches, and I had a thing that every stitch was kind of grabbed in between the cord and the needle, and I couldn't handle it, and that's why I didn't knit on that hat. And the size I have for those needles is 3.5, which is I think US 5, I would say 7, no 5, maybe 5. I'm guessing 5. So yeah, so I hope to finish that in a while, because that's also what I want to do. I have some whips around here and I just want to finish them, so to have like clear mind. Okay, next thing, well, I said what's on. Tomorrow I'm going to Woolen Yarn Festival in Dublin. It is held for the first time. We have a few people over there that are vending, and I know them in person, and some of them I know them by their yarns that I bought from them and used, so I can't wait to meet them and see them and say hi. My goal, because I'm broke, my goal is to take part in classes. I'm taking class in Knit to Fit, guessing, because I just knit a cardigan that doesn't fit, so I hope I will learn something, or I will not be afraid to change someone else's patterns, because I think that's the main kind of worry. I'll change something and it will not be the way, you know, it should. I don't know. So I can't wait. It's a 3-hour class with Justyna Lorkowska, amazing Polish designer who lives in Toruń, over here on the screen, and the person that I've just mentioned, her husband is Martin's Lab. So there are amazing couple. She is a knitwear designer and he dyes yarn. What a beautiful life they have, aren't they? We have a summertime. We will be going probably a lot here and there, so you may find on this channel more vlogs. And as I said before, I'm trying to include GPS coordinates. I'm taking them from Google Maps, so basically when you click on the place where you at, right click and you said what is it, and you get those coordinates. Apparently those coordinates I'm showing on the blog you can also put on GPS. So if you're around Ireland and you want to see those places, go for it. Yeah, I think that's all, unless there are other things that I forgot to mention. yeah, everything fine in our little place. We did some gardening, so I'm not sure. I think I saved some stuff, some gardening, and a bit here and there. Just a simple thing, nothing special, but something that makes my heart sing. And yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. So now maybe giveaway section. So in the giveaway section, I have 3 things to do. So first things first. In the last episode, I told you to comment down below, and I don't think I mentioned what you could win. So what you could win was, or is, one of my patterns. So let's do that now. I'll be drawing a person when I'm editing this video, so I don't have a clue who won. But whoever is on the screen now won one of my patterns, so please get in touch with me. Tell me what you like, and thank you so much for watching and commenting. To everyone, thank you so much for being here. For this episode, I'm going to do the same thing, just comment, and I'll be spreading. That's why I like designing, because I can give you something with a 1 click. Well, I mean more clicks, but it's a click away from you. The next 2 things are amazing. I received patterns from Sheelen, and once I received it, I put it on Ravelry. So if you haven't been on Ravelry in the Knitting ILove group, go check it out. That's what I'm thinking. What I'm going to do, I'm going to post things in regards to patterns in case someone got in touch with me, they want to give the pattern away. On the screen, I'm going to show you what the pattern I'm talking about. It's a Bride by Sea by Sheelen, and I asked you what other 3 colors would you knit this shawl, and you could. You needed to tag a person too, because on Ravelry you can do that too, which I explain in the description. So the winner for this shawl is on the screen now. Congratulations. Thank you so much for taking part, and I hope more of you will be taking part in the future. I will get in touch with Jen that you won it, so I hope it's in your mailbox right now. Okay, and the other pattern that I received on the screen now is this amazing cowl, and it's called The Only Way Up, and it's designed by Naomi, and it's beautiful thing. I'm not really a cowl person, but this it's because of the have you watched Up? Oh, who hasn't cried on it? And it kind of reminds me of my life a bit, so that's sentiment a little bit. So yeah. So thank you so much for gifting this pattern. I'm going to draw a winner right now. For this this giveaway, I wanted to ask, the question was, what is your dream trip? Holiday trip, I think. And you were putting loads of places. I'm not a person who was like, yeah, let's go there, oh, let's go here. Believe me, ask Seb. It's like I'm completely petrified at home, and once he puts me to the car and we drove, I don't know, 500 meters away, I'm settling and then I'm enjoying everything. So I'm kind of weird that way. Something random facts about me. So thank you so much for this episode. I'm going to gift one of my patterns. Hopefully I will post this pattern, publish this pattern. We shall see, finger crossed. Like I said, it's a quick knit. Hopefully I haven't made that many mistakes in the pattern per se. So my test knitters are going to fly through it, finger crossed. So now let's start with the shop section. In the shop section, I'm going to tell you that I'm going to give you, as a thank you, love, 10% off for my markers. I'm not sure will I be making more markers in the future. We shall see how it goes. It's time consuming, definitely, when you make markers. Mine are kind of a special thing. So let's see. Okay, I'll show you the ones that I'm using. They're done this way. So we have a bead, and I have a different beads, and then you have a string. I call them 2-in-1 because they could be progress keepers, or you can slide and put a needle through the loop. And if you watch my first episode, and please don't, you may have noticed that I was knitting a huge bulky acrylic yarn, and the only markers that I had around were like a piece of loop yarn. And that's basically how I started, and that's why I make markers like this, just to remind me of my beginnings, and I love them so much. You have some drops, you have some balls, you have some flowers. No, I think the flowers are gone. I'm not sure will I have time to make more, so I can't promise you anything. I may do some random stuff at some point, but life is running very fast for me. So anyway, on the screen you get the code, so use it if you want to. 10% off for all my markers. Another thing what I try to do on Instagram, I love Instagram, addicted, yeah, let's say that first thing. And as I said, always, I have some hashtags that you can use for my shop. So if you purchase anything, you can use the hashtag that it's for that kind of item. So I have like hashtag knitting I love pouch, so you can connect it to my pouches. The tower pouch for my kind of journal, but you can use it for knitting projects too. Then we have knitting I love markers. Then we have knitting I love tag one. And then we have knitting I love keychains. Oh, I haven't mentioned I have keychain. So yeah, so stuff like that. And what I do when I'm down, I go there and I browse through to see if there are any out there sharing some love and showing and using my products, because that's made me sing. And I'm reposting those photos on my stories. And I tag a person who is knitting it, and because my product is there, so I hope that's fine. I'm getting a response that you love it, so thank you so much that you don't mind me sharing that on my stories, because I love it so much and it makes my heart sing, because other designers, makers, while browsing through my stories can see and spot their products, which is so cool. And they have, you know, if you don't tag someone or you don't hashtag, we don't know. So that's that. Right, so if you can, just share it. I love watching it. I'm not sure how many people are actually looking at it, but it's just for me. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. And don't forget to use hashtag knitting I love. Show me what you're knitting. Use tag knitting I love on Instagram. You can find me at knitting I love on Instagram, Facebook, and here on YouTube. And I hope you enjoyed this one. See you in the next one. Bye.